How are you today? I want to believe that God has kept you safe and protected you and your family, and everything is well. Well, I woke up this morning with a problem. That's why I made this video. Hopefully you can help me solve it. I have a friend I've known for a very long time, probably when I was little, But this friend is strange. The times when I feel like this friend is on my side fighting for me. Yeah, but there are other times when I feel like this friend is opposing me and fighting against me. This friend every now and then will present me with opportunities, But if I don't take advantage of them, the funny thing is the friend never repeats it. He never gives me a second chance. And that's quite disturbing. I decided that you probably can help me with this. And that's why I would talk to you, because it's a mutual friend. You and I both share this friend. What am I talking about? Time. The times when you feel like time is on your side. The times when you feel like time is fighting you. You're running out of time. That's exactly where the body of Christ is, whether you notice it or not. And that's a problem we have as Christians. I made this video to talk to Christians. And I submit to everybody listening to me, please share this message with your pastor, with the leaders of any organization, any Christian organization that you're part of. Because we need to start a revolution. I'm calling for a revolution. I'm not calling for a revolution because I am important. I'm calling for a revolution because it's a mandate from God. A mandate that you and I must carry out. A mandate that behooves you with a direct responsibility that you can't share, that you can't waive, that you can't ignore, that you have to confront. We're losing time. We're losing time. Let me share something with you. There's an article that I just read. It's coming from the Pew Research Center, okay? This was published in July 19, 2016 by Conrad Hackett on the Pew Research Center. And this is what he said. As of the year 2010, there were 4.8 million Muslims in Germany. 4.8 million Muslims. That constituted 5.8% of the population of that country. Okay? Now, and there was 4.7 million Muslims in France, constituting 7.5% of the population of that country. It would interest you to know that in Europe overall, Russia numbers the most of Muslims, and that's 14 million Muslims, accounting 10% of that population. I read you these numbers to give you an idea that while you and I, Christians, churches, while we are busy running after miracles, while we are busy, please listen to this, filling churches and buildings, doing tiny crusades, springing them up here and there, and we think we're doing so much. Other religions are subtly infiltrating other nations. Maybe you didn't hear me. While we are concerned about building churches, grouping people in buildings, other nations are strategically pushing their children into places of influence in other nations so they can have a voice. So they can have a voice. If 13 people in the British Parliament are Muslims, you better believe they have a voice. Why? Why not us? Why not us? We are not strategic about anything we are doing. The language is I, my church, my organization, the church I belong to, my pastor. Forget that. Forget that. That's not why Jesus came. He didn't come to fill buildings. He didn't come to fill churches. He came to change the world. The world. For God so loved the world. Not a building of 6,000 people. That's why I call for this revolution. Because we need to strategically begin to push Christianity into offices of power and influence around the globe. Around the globe. We need to push men and women who fear God and who can hear the voice of God and the heartbeat of God into positions of authority in the arena of politics, in the economic sectors, in our education sectors. We need to push men and women who hear God and who fear God. We need to have a voice. We need to have a voice. We need to have a voice. And the reason I brought into our little conversation here time is because we're running out of it. We are running out of time. Just about 300 years ago, did you know that Islam ruled the world? And when I sit down and I look at what's happening around us, oh my God, it's riveting to the heart. And you wonder, when will Christians wake up and shake the hand of reality? We sit oblivious while the world turns around us. And we don't even notice it. Other religions are making inroads. Strategically, they are pushing people into places and offices of influence and power and authority so they can have a voice. Did you know that it beat my thinking? I can't make this up. Maybe you can help me. After all, that's why I made this video, so you and I can talk. And you can probably write your comments and advise me and tell me, teach me. But I cannot figure it out. How Saudi Arabia would say that they can take in Muslims from Syria. They would rather push them to Canada and then give Canada money to build mosques. I don't get it. And you don't think this is strategic? Did you know that most of these wealthy Islamic countries are giving money to our Ivy League schools here in the United States with the condition that they will build Islamic centers and Islamic chairs, Islamic departments in those schools? You know what that means? Your children, my children, of a necessity will have to go through that education. And when they go to those schools, Islam will have an influence over their lives. Where is Christianity? Where is the voice of the church? When are we going to wake up and shake the hands of reality? When? When are we going to do that? When are we going to engage? When are we going to get out of our churches, close the doors behind us, and walk the streets and say, this is why Jesus came? When are we going to do that? When? We set up a little crusade here with 3,000, 4,000 people, and we're excited. Somebody built a church of 10,000, and we're excited. People, please understand, other religions are influencing nations. We are worried about buildings, filling buildings. Filling buildings? When people are thinking about the generations yet unborn and are setting people in strategic positions to influence generations? Oh, come on. There's got to be a revolution. There's got to be a revolution. We have got to get up. Time is not on our side. We are fast losing it. We have got to get up. Can you imagine a world where your child, my child, is forced to be subjected to Sharia law? Just a few days ago, was watching a YouTube video, couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. In Britain, this didn't happen in Iran, it didn't happen in Iraq, it happened in Britain. Young white girl takes a cross walks through some street, I think that's where Muslims have their businesses or live, you should see how they thronged her. They were insulting her, they were pushing her, all kinds of verbal abuse. One of them even came out clearly to say, don't you know we rule Britain? We have taken it over and we are taking over the world. The cops were there, the police were there, and they didn't say nothing. And the people didn't care. They said it freely, and nobody confronted them. Nobody. This is right now happening. Right under our noses, it's happening, people. It is happening. That's why I cannot imagine my child growing up under Sharia law, the influence of another religion. I can't imagine. Then why did Christ die? What's our use? Talking about me and you, what's our use? We are building departments in our churches, and we are holding programs and prophetic nights. Oh, goodness. Prophetic nights. Program after program after program after program. You take one whole year, and we spend about 8 months out of that year doing programs. Did you know that the church in the United States last year brought in $11 billion US dollars? $11 billion US dollars. These are our tithes, our offerings, our seeds, our prophetic offerings. 11 billion US dollars. I tried to track it and trace to see where that money went. I didn't see it at our universities, pushing our children and establishing Christian centers for the discussion of Christianity. I didn't see that. When Saudi Arabia is paying our Ivy League schools, so they establish Islamic centers, I didn't see our $11 billion going towards the future education of our children. I didn't see that. I didn't see it pushing people who fear God, whose heart runs after God, into political positions of authority and influence so we can have a voice. I didn't see that. I did not see that. What I saw is the active accumulation of wealth and the building of fanciful houses and big programs. For what? For what? Christ didn't come to die for a building. He came to die for souls. He came to die for souls. You and I have a responsibility to stir up within ourselves, our friends, our churches, this revolution. We need to get up and do it. We need to be strategic about this. That's why I'm literally pleading with you. Bring this video to your pastor. Say, Pastor, enough of all those prophetic messages. Sit the church down. Ask us, how many of our children are going to the universities? What kind of courses are they going to do? Let's be strategic. How do we support these children so they can end up in places and offices of influence to speak the mind of Christ and the voice of Christ? That's what we need. We need to infiltrate the nations, not just America, not just your country, not just your city, but the nations. The nations. The nations, people, the nations. Let's forget the political undertone of what's happening in America right now. I'm not here advocating for anybody. I advocate for Jesus Christ. He's my Lord and personal Savior. He's the only one I speak for. I don't speak for anybody else, all right? But imagine this. Donald Trump puts out a ban against Muslims coming into America, and there is a global outcry, okay? Please, hear me out. People are demonstrating in Britain. People are demonstrating in Africa. Global outcry. But I wondered, when did the world cry out for the millions of Christians that are being persecuted and being killed? I'm talking lives being taken. Let's do the comparison here. Somebody's not being allowed into a country, and there's a global outcry. The whole world is going crazy. People are being killed. and nobody says a thing. You know why? These other religions have a voice around the world. That's why there's a global outcry. Your religion, the Christianity you and I boast of, we have no voice. Nobody hears us when we scream. We can't cry out loud enough because we have nobody in any office of authority or power to project our opinion or our pain. That's why this revolution is critical. It's not a revolution by guns, not by missiles, but by spiritual aggression, engaging in the spiritual world and strategically, physically, strategically, deliberately positioning men and women who fear God in places of authority and influence to affect the economics of different countries around the world, to affect the politics of countries around the world, to affect the social economic trends of nations around the world. Christian television, Christian YouTube. You're afraid, you're worried. So am I, that our children will go on YouTube and watch indecent videos. But where is the voice of Christ? In the social media, we don't have it. We get so satisfied with peanuts. When other religions are pushing for the control over the world, we're worried about buildings. Please, bring this video to your pastor, the leader of your spiritual or Christian organization. Show it to your friends. Get your girls together in your house and show them this video. Bring the guys together. Show them this video. And let them understand that we are running out of time. And we need to start this revolution. We need to start it with our neighbors, in our workplaces, with our friends, the parents of our children's friends, the societies, organizations we belong to. We need to begin to push people into places of authority so we can have a voice. Please, Jesus is dependent on you. God is dependent on us. Let us wake up and shake hands with reality. Let's just go out there and take it by force. God bless you.